welcome to Racing for Kids. We have another exciting episode for you today with the Children's Hospital of Michigan and IndyCar driver Will Power. So first off, I'd like to introduce Sinead. Thanks for joining us. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey everybody, my name's Sinead. I am a child life specialist at the Children's Hospital of Michigan, and I am very excited to be here today to talk to Will.
And Will, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump right into the questions.
Yeah, my name is Will Power, and I drive for Team Penske in IndyCar. And so that's my job. I'm a race car driver. It's my childhood dream, so I'm kind of living my childhood dream. And I live in North Carolina and have been in the States for 15 years now. So really, really love it here.
Well, we really appreciate you spending time with us today and with the children at the Children's Hospital in Michigan. And Sinead and I are going to ask you some questions on a very kind of a little holiday theme since we're in December of 2020. So I'm just going to start off, and then we're going to go back and forth. These are questions that the kids from the hospital submitted that they'd like to know about you. So first off, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small town called Toowoomba, which is, I guess, the biggest city closest to us was Brisbane, which is about a 2-hour drive. And, it was a great small town to grow up. A lot of sports, very sports orientated. Obviously, there's motorsports there as well. So that was a great childhood, I would say. I think growing up in small towns, it's a good experience.
Absolutely. And Sinead?
Awesome. So at Children's Hospital of Michigan, we're located here in Detroit. So we're wondering where you live now and telling us a little bit about where that is.
I live in North Carolina, Charlotte. I live in a small town, Troutman, on the lake. And there's a lot of race car drivers here and a lot of race teams because this is NASCAR country, although I race IndyCar. We're the only IndyCar team down here, but our team also has a NASCAR team. It's a really, really nice area. I have a lot of friends here now. I've been here since 2010. And I actually did live in Indianapolis for a while. That's the home of the Indy 500 because that's our main event, you could say, for the year. It's like our Super Bowl. I really love that city. Maybe I'll move back there, but it's in North Carolina for now.
Well, the kids are wondering, if we don't mind asking, how old are you?
I am 39, turning 40 in March. So, I've one of the older drivers now, but I'm still as fast as ever. So I think it's a myth that you get slower as you get older. I've got faster, so I'm going to be the fastest, oldest driver. I'm talking about when I'm, hold on, sorry. Did my phone break up there?
That's okay.
Still ticking over, still going fast. That's the main thing.
Awesome.
Well, you've got lots of good experience under your belt, right? So that's good.
Exactly. That's the thing. Got a bit of gray hair, but that's all right.
So on the topic of speed, how did you learn to drive a car that fast?
I think I was about 6 years old the first time I got in it was a go-kart. My dad, I got 3 brothers and we were all put in go-karts and I raced go-karts and then got into cars, and my dad raced what we call open wheel cars. It's like if you look at an Indy car, they call that an open wheel car because it's not like the car you see on the street. The wheels are kind of out in the open, and it's a purpose-built race car. So that was always my goal, was to be either an IndyCar driver or a Formula One driver. I just had fun with it. Honestly, didn't take it seriously until about the year 2000. But it's so ingrained in me now that the speed doesn't even register. It's not even a thought in my mind when I get in a race car. You know, of how I don't know. I could do a whole race weekend. I won't even know how fast I have been that weekend. I won't even look. I won't even register. But yeah, you kind of get used to it.
Well, talking about the car that you drive, how many buttons are on that steering wheel that you have? And can you explain some of the buttons to the kids?
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons. You know, my guess would be close to, let's say, 12 to 15 buttons on there if you include the rotary switches and so on. You know, the main one you need is your radio button. That's your communication to the team back on the stand. And you have a pit speed button. So you hit the button when you come in the pits and it holds you at a speed, even if you put the throttle flat to the floor. And a cool button we have is called push to pass. And it adds boost, and you get 200 seconds of it each road course race. So you got to be very smart with how you use it. It gives you a power boost, so you have extra power when you're on that button. And so, you know, you use it in spurts of, you know, maybe 5 to 10 seconds at a time. And then you know, you got to use it sparingly. You got to be smart with it. That's probably the coolest button. And then we just have all these rotary switches where you can turn if you need to save fuel, if the strategy needs that, you can turn the fuel down and save fuel. We have on the ovals a button they're called weight jackers, and it actually jacks weight from one side of the car to the other, which adjusts the handling of the car. So if the car's too loose where it wants to spin out, you can put weight on the right-hand front of the wheel, and that really helps stabilize the car, and vice versa. If it's like in the snow when you go to turn, the car wants to go straight ahead, you can adjust that. Yeah, and then there's a few other various buttons. There's a reverse button there, which you wouldn't believe we have. We do have a reverse button in the car. What else do we have? I think that's covered all the main ones. There's a few other ones that they tell you to hit that I don't even know what they do. There's a fault in the car or something. But yeah, plenty of buttons to think about in the car, and you've got a little screen in there as well. So you get all this information. You can see how far a car's in front of you or behind you. You can see your lap time. You can actually build out your screen any way you want. You just tell your data engineer how you want it built, and you can have whatever you want on that screen. People even put like nice little pictures of their family and such.
Oh, sweet.
When the car starts up, it flashes up your family. I think I should do that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
They usually play jokes on me, and they'll put like Vegemite or a kangaroo or something because I'm Australian. That's what happens every time. It's like really funny. They always find like a real Australian picture.
That's
pretty
awesome.
funny.
Well, speaking of having information at your fingertips, we want to know, what is the fastest you've ever gone?
The fastest I've ever gone is it's about 242 mile an hour at Indianapolis in qualifying. Yeah, it's the fastest I've ever been. It felt no faster than 220, honestly. That once you're over 215, it all feels the same. It's crazy how fast that is. Like, it is crazy how fast things go by. Like when you're in the middle of the corner and you know you kind of go past the curb and head out towards the wall. It's like, yeah, it's another level of things coming at you fast. Yeah, I have to say that does feel fast when you haven't done that for a while.
Yeah.
You get in at the speedway, that feels, and then it all slows down over the whole month when you're there testing before the Indy 500. And you've got to remind yourself of how fast you're going when you're inches away from other cars, because the consequence can be pretty nasty when you're doing those speeds. But yeah, that's That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. I've had birds, but before we had that windscreen, I've had birds go like come cruising
That's
by,
scary.
just missing your visor. Now we have a screen, but yeah, it's something else. It really is.
Well, getting away from the car and getting a little bit more personal questions from the kids, do you have any pets?
I don't. I grew up with pets. I grew up with dogs and cats. Absolutely love animals. I'm a real animal lover. I cannot stand when animals are mistreated. So I will have a dog, but it's you've because I'm on the road so much. You got to treat them like a human. You can't leave them. It's too hard leaving them behind. So I'm going to wait till I'm done with racing, and then I'll get dog and get a dog. My wife, yeah, she doesn't want the pets yet until we're all settled at home. But yeah, if I could have one, I'd have a labradoodle.
Aw.
Yeah.
Nice. Critical, important question. What do you like on your pizza?
It's I would say pepperoni and jalapenos.
Ooh.
That is like the best pizza. It's awesome. I don't get to eat that very often. I'm on a strict diet, but yeah, in the off season, thin crust, jalapenos, yeah, and pepperoni, real nice.
Let's try that.
Right.
If you could have a superpower, what would your superpower be?
I was going to say to read people's minds, so you know how everyone feels and what they're thinking. You know, I think you kind of get that as you get older. You get a pretty good feel for how people feel and act and their reactions. But if not that, to fly would be amazing. It'd just be an amazing thing to do. So yeah.
You get pretty close to flying in a race car. I bet the feeling is maybe similar.
I have actually flown in a race car. Pretty scary accident. Yeah, there's a picture of me like way up in the air. I went over the back wheel of someone, but yeah, it is kind of like a fighter pilot.
I bet, yeah. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
It would be on a beach, like to have a house on the ocean, pretty secluded, where you could leave the whole back of the house open and listen to the waves at night, have your bedroom there. That'd be phenomenal. So wherever that would be, kind of nice, tropical, warm climate.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue.
I'm actually it's not color blind, but color deficient, they call it. But I still see all colors because they do the test when you do your physical. They make you look at those dots, and I can't see the number. They call it like red, green color blindness. But I can see colors. Just some, like all blues, pinks, and purples look very similar. Like they all look really close. I can't decipher them, but that sort of color, blue, I'd say blue, the nice, cool sort of color. It's not too hot.
Yeah.
Sounds good. When you were a kid, what were your favorite cartoons to watch?
When I was a kid, it was the Disney, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, just what my little boy's watching right now. Goofy. Trying to think what my favorite cartoon was, what we got to watch. It was Disney. I remember my dad had a projector, like an old, is it Super 8 camera that you put your projector on a screen, and we watch a cartoon movie. It had, I think it was, I forget the name of that movie. But it was a Disney movie. It was all those characters. It was really cool.
That's awesome. What about your favorite toys growing up?
It was it's probably little cars. Like my brother would push me around. We'd pretend to be racing in
Aw.
little cars. Like we had a few different little cars that he'd sit in, and he'd push me all day because he was older than me, and I was too small to push him, so I was the driver. That it
That's
worked out
awesome.
well.
Yeah.
So the holidays are coming up here at Children's Hospital of Michigan. We're, including lots of fun things in our days here. So we're wondering, what are your plans for the holidays?
I've actually really enjoyed my time at home with COVID and everything. Normally I'd be traveling all the time, and just having time at home with the family, not having any feeling of urgency to go anywhere. So no vacations this off season, because of COVID, and it's honestly just fantastic. Like if I think of a perfect holiday, it's just sitting at home on the couch and hanging with the family, watching a bit of TV, just enjoying yourself.
Well, while you're at home and waiting for the holidays to come, what would you ask Santa for Christmas or the holidays?
Yeah, a cool toy. I'm actually wanting that. There's these new virtual reality goggles. They're really cool. I think it's made by HP, and they're called the G2 version. So I'd like that. I'd like that.
Awesome.
I just really want for Christmas for everyone to be well and happy. More than anything, that's really all that counts for me is everyone to be feeling better and well, and get rid of this pandemic, and everyone can kind of get back to their normal life.
Agreed.
Sticking on the theme of holidays, what is your favorite holiday memory?
My favorite holiday memory was probably when I was a kid, and we'd all go together, the whole family, had 3 brothers, and we'd go down the Gold Coast, and just being all together, enjoying, just the fun of being with your brothers and your family. It's just, if I think of my favorite memories, that's probably it. When you're a kid, yeah, there's no better time, and you don't realize it, unfortunately, until you're older, that is the best time of your life.
Well, speaking of being a kid, one of our favorite questions to ask everyone that's been on this TV episode for Racing for Kids it comes from a 3-year-old, and she just wants to know if you are silly.
I am quite silly. I really, really am silly, and my little boy loves it. He's turning 4 here real soon. But yep, I am as silly. If you watch any of my Instagram stories and any of that stuff, I'm very goofy and silly. Always joking around. Always having fun. I think that's so important to keep being a kid, because that's what's fun about kids, right? They love to be silly, and it's I reckon we should do a bit more of that as adults.
Oh, I definitely agree. Well, this concludes our questions from the kids. Sinead, thanks so much for having us, and just wanted to see if you had any last comments.
No, it's been so fun. Thank you guys for having me, and Will for taking the time out to chat with us and share some fun information and favorite things with our patients and families here. I really appreciate the opportunity for us to participate with you guys.
Great. And Will, do you have any last minute maybe notes to the children there at the Children's Hospital of Michigan?
Yeah, I always enjoy my visits. Unfortunately, we have to do it virtually now. And it's always great to see the kids and make them smile. I hope that Santa brings you guys something special this Christmas, and you get to be with your family and enjoy the time. But I want to thank you guys for having me on and letting me do this. And yeah, I think you guys do fantastic work for the kids, and it's I think it's really special. When I think about what true heroes are, it's what you guys are doing. It really is. It's something special.
Oh, well, we really appreciate it. And Sinead, thanks again. And you guys all have a great holiday, and thanks so much.
Thank you.
Everybody.